Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the Self Educated Economist. So, today we're going to talk a little bit, particularly about real estate in Ontario and how, if you've been following Canadian real estate in Canada in general, but pretty much Ontario and BC has had pretty much in a bear market right now. So, let's take a look. I have some charts up here. I wish you could find some of these charts on TradingView. Unfortunately, it's not so easy. But anyways, as you can see here, the peak of the market was, I can't see the bottom of this one here. But anyways, the peak of the market was in 2022. So the red line is for detached homes. The blue line is freehold townhouses. So I guess those are townhouses. The orange yellow one is condo townhomes, and the green one is condos. So as you can see, it's had a big drop off, right? So we had and this is your average price, just to be clear here. This is in the city of Toronto. It's had a big drop off. I believe it's been about a 26% drop for detached homes in the city of Toronto. So we had a peak at 1.6, almost 1.7 million dollars for detached home, down to right now sitting at 1.3 million for a single detached home. So it's a big drop from the all-time highs. And I think it was overdue. A lot of people for many years were calling for for downturns in the housing market, and it just wouldn't come. And because if you lived through the 2008 market crash, I forget the name of it exactly, what it was called off the top of my head right now. But anyways, the one that happened in the United States was a real estate market crash. It didn't really affect Canada. There was a little blip, but like if you could see, this happened in 2008 in the United States, and the bottom of the market was in 2012. It did nothing to the Canadian real estate market. It just kept going up and up and up. And to my understanding was because they were essentially more careful with who they would lend money out to, and just it was a much more healthier market, for a lack of better terms. And just to be clear, I'm not an expert on real estate. I just find real estate very interesting because I know you can definitely make a lot of money in real estate, but it's more hands-on. It's not so simple as buying a stock or even buying something like cryptocurrency, like particularly Bitcoin. Like you just buy and sell it. It's a lot more hands-on. You got to know a lot more know-how. You got to really know your market, your specific market. Buying a house in Toronto is not the same like buying a house in, I don't know, friggin' Barrie, Ontario, or some other place all in the world, or even in Florida, or in Latin America. It's going to be very different. So each market, you really need to know what you're doing. But it's very interesting. You see this giant run up, right? Like so if you this chart starts in 2001, where a single detached home was around $300,000. That was the average. So obviously you could find cheaper houses, you could find more expensive houses, but in 10 years, your money doubled. Well, not your money, but your house doubled in price. So from 2001 to 2011, your house pretty much doubled in price. And then it doubled again much faster. So by more or less 2015, midway through 2015, your house was worth 900,000, all the way up until the price in 2022, which was 1.6. So what is that? 369. It's like a 5x, a 5x from 2001. That's crazy. And this chart doesn't show this, but Canada had a bear market in the real estate market, and I believe it lasted about 10 years. I believe the market crashed in like the late 80s, and it took about 10 years of the market going essentially down. And there was like the market bottomed like in the late 90s, and it started to pick back up after that. So it doesn't show it in this chart. So I mean, from the top of the market here in 2022, and we're currently at the end of 2025, can we see maybe something similar happening in the Canadian real estate? Are we going to see 10 years of a bear market essentially? I think it's very possible. I think it's very, very possible. And a big reason for it is because also your average salary in Canada is not very high at all. And it's kind of hard to find this information, or like to find it in a chart form. I like looking at charts. I think it's a lot easier. But if you take a look at this one over here, it says that the average salary. So this is the average salary, and I believe this is before taxes. But I'm not sure about that. But I'm going to assume it's before taxes, and it's 71,000 Canadian dollars. This is not a lot of money, even with home prices as a single detached home at 1.3, the average 1.3 million. It's the price of your home is what, like 10 times, more than 10 times, like 15 times the price, or what your annual salary is, your average annual salary is in, and this is specifically in Ontario. And what I'm looking at, these prices are in Toronto, so something's got to give, right? Like the prices of houses need to come down to match your salaries, or your salaries need to come up and match the prices of homes. And I think it's more likely that the prices of homes are going to go down. Although there are some arguments to say that because there is a big shortage of single detached homes, that the market could level out sooner, and it wouldn't take 10 years before it starts to go back up. I know it's hard to say. I can only base it off of what has happened in the past. And in the past, well, the last bear market lasted about 10 years. So, we're looking at the high in 2022. So, can we look at the low somewhere in 2032? Maybe. Just a thought. Um, if I were to buy a home in Canada right now, it definitely wouldn't be now. I'd definitely be waiting, try to wait for better prices. And it's funny, I almost bought a house in 2001, and I'm very glad I did not. And it was pretty much through this. Let's take a look. Go back to this chart. 2001. It was like around here. I think this. I wish I could make this chart smaller. So like, yeah, like, I guess around here. I was looking for a home in not even in Toronto. It was like in the Niagara region. I was looking at one house during the COVID thing, and I was thinking of just moving out there. Good thing it never happened. And I actually don't live in Canada anymore. I'm living out in Europe. But yeah, it was like around here, and the prices were ridiculous in Toronto. So I was looking into like the Niagara region and some other regions just outside of the GTA, and they were becoming ridiculous too. There was bidding wars this whole time, from literally the start, not the start of the pandy, but kind of like a little bit after the pandemic, and going up until 2022. There was just crazy bidding wars because a good friend of mine bought a house over in I forget the name of the neighborhood, but it's not in the GTA. It's just outside of the GTA. You're going in towards Ottawa, but not nowhere near that far. It's maybe like an hour away from Toronto. And he bought his it's a townhouse, actually. Says, I think it's a semi detached townhouse. I forget the exact name of them, but anyways, he paid something ridiculous, like $800,000 for a house out in. If you bought that same house like 2 years earlier, you would have paid like 400,000, right? So these bidding wars were crazy during this time. And another thing that led to these bidding wars was that the Bank of Canada actually dropped interest rates very close to zero. They were very, very low. So people were really just trying to front run that. And yeah, and people were just thinking that the prices of real estate are just going to keep going up and up and up and forever. And as we can see, there's been a turn in the market. And now this is a very clear downtrend, right? You have a high, you have a lower high, low, lower, sorry, a lower low, lower high, and I guess here this would be another lower low. So I mean, it's definitely gone into a downtrend here, and it's just a matter of how long this downtrend is going to last. So yeah, I mean, I just find this pretty interesting. Let's take a look at some other charts in here. Yeah, like, and if you look at your average, the minimum wage in Canada is 17.75, which is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, especially how expensive Canada is. It's ridiculous. If you work full time and you're earning minimum wage, 17.75. Let's just say it's 40 hours per week times 52 weeks per year. Oops, sorry, I'm just doing some math on my phone right now. 17.75 times 40, and then that's times 52 weeks. That's let's call it $37,000 Canadian dollars. You'll never be able to buy a house in Toronto with this salary. It's very, very low, and after taxes, right? You know, let's just say you get taxed $6,000, $7,000, so you have $30,000 to your name. You'll never be able to afford a home in Toronto. Even if there's two people working at this rate, it'll be very difficult. You would have to be very, very frugal with your money. So, yes, it's just an interesting topic today, looking at real estate instead of looking at the charts that I'm usually talking about. I'm just kind of throwing some feelers out there and just talking about things that interest me in general. I'm talking about Canadian real estate because that's where I grew up in Canada for most of my life, and it's, even though I'm not a real estate expert, it is the market when it comes to real estate that I understand the most. So if you find this content valuable, I can never pronounce this word. If you guys can find this content valuable, feel free to like and subscribe. If not, yeah, just I'll be posting my ideas out here on my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.